Starfield is out, and while we knew the spaceflight was going to be quite arcadey, it was quite a surprise for people like me with, let's say, more complex space sim setups that it does not have support for joysticks. So in this video, I will go through the steps that you need to take to play Starfield with your joysticks or with your hostess setups if you have one. So I will be using a controller emulator, and while Steam has such a function built in, I actually decided not to use it because this emulator that I found seems to be, let's say, kind of a bit more complex, but it gives me much better control for everything. So I will be using an emulator named X360CE, which I found. And first thing you just want to do is click the download for all games and download it. And you can extract it to basically any folder. You only need to do it once. You can use a program files or something like that, something else, and then run the software. So basically you do not need to install anything. But if you get some issues where it asks you to install something, you need to do that step. And then the first step I did, I'm not sure if this is necessary, but I just clicked add game, searched for the Steam executable from my program files and clicked open. I actually don't have Steam installed on this computer, so I'm not doing it. But when that's done, go to the controller 1, add, then select the controllers you want to actually use with the game. So for example, here's the dpad rudder for my pedals, added that one, then adding next one, and you apparently need to add this one at a time. So left stick at selected device and right stick at selected device. And then you can just start mapping stuff. And now we have the issue here. So you need to install virtual driver for emulator to work. So let's click install. Once the install is done, you can go back to the mapping. So this is pretty simple. You will just select the controller. For example, if I want to use my right hand controller for the right side, I will select the right hand controller, then select the button that I actually wanted to, for example, move axis up and down, and then I will just need to push the controller up. And I actually have my cockpit few meters that direction, so I needed to move there. And then, for example, you can do this to side axis again. Then I went to the dpad, added axis to dpad enabled, and just made the dead zone a lot smaller. So now I have the basic axis working. Then let's say if I want to map the trigger for my right trigger, again I click this and then push the trigger. Y, X, B and A buttons, I just selected basically kind of four-way switch that controls those, and same with the D-pad. So just select the ones that will work best for you. So in Starfield, trigger controls, the right side trigger controls the laser and the left side trigger controls the ballistic weapon. So you will most likely want to have those two at your trigger. And after you have gone through everything, just click save all. And if you want to configure another joystick, just click, for example, the left stick here, and then you can basically clear stuff if you have everything. It sometimes do this, and then basically assign the axis for the left thumbstick for the second joystick. And when you have done, remember to save all, and also make sure you have to enable 3-map devices on. So after mapping everything, just go to the Steam, go to your Steam settings and controller place, and select enable Steam input for Xbox controllers. And that's it. That was basically everything I had to do to get joysticks work with Starfield, and I was able to play it. If you're interested in my gameplay video is coming out next week, just kind of some quick gameplay, and if you want to get more information about my setup, there's actually my previous build videos about the building the 180-degree screen. But that's it. With this setup, you can actually control Starfield with your joystick.